Hello, welcome to day 17 of the Freedom Retreat, and today we're going to be talking about feelings. Anybody ever had any of those? I know I have, sometimes in ways that I haven't managed very well, when they've just become more than I could handle. And so I wanted to share with you a couple of things for handling when your feelings feel like bigger than your body. You don't know where to put them. Maybe you lash out at somebody near you, even though it's nothing to do with them, but they're a good target. Maybe you lash out at yourself and turn them inwards and feel bad in that way. And also good feelings. Sometimes you have that feeling where you just feel so much joy you're going to burst, and you always don't know what to do with it, so you might shut it down. You might distract yourself, turn away from it, run away from it. Think about the things that small children do, like when they're excited, when they clap their hands. They just spontaneously clap their hands with delight, don't they? Or stamp their feet, jump up and down. And we have tiny versions of those. Something is nice or something is horrible, and we have these sort of micro movements, but we're very restrained about them. We don't let it all out there, especially the British amongst us. And so why not try some of those things? Try lying on the floor and having a tantrum when you're angry. Drumming your fists against the floorboards and your heels or your feet on the floor. Maybe that will help release some things in a healthier way than punching the wall or getting angry with somebody else. First up, we're going to do some slapping. So start at the bottom of your one leg, slap all the way up to your hip, and then up from the ankle, and then up the outside of the other leg, and then the inside. I'm stimulating all your systems here, your blood, your lymph, endocrine system, your belly, so your digestion, butt, where you trap a lot of feelings too. They can be stuck in there. Your back, a bit awkward to manage unless you've got a friend to help, but do what you can. And then your breastbone and your collarbones. I love that feeling, collarbones. Up the outsides of your arms, and then up the insides, both arms. And then armpits. What a neglected part of our body that is. Give that a good tap too. Lots of lymph nodes in there to clear out. Around your neck and the back of your skull, up the sides and top of your skull, your temples, your ears, and your face. If you're happy doing that. Stimulate some blood flow. Good. How does that feel? I know I feel energized and relaxed somehow at the same time by that. Okay, and the second thing I want to share with you is less energetic, a lot less energetic. And this uses the concept of the meridians that we have flowing through our body, connected to our organs and bodily functions, and also therefore to our emotions, because the two are so interconnected. And the idea is that you use your hand, and each one of the fingertips, thumb tip and fingertips, represents a different emotion, and these align with the meridians that run through these fingers. So it kind of makes sense if you look at it into it in more detail. We'll start with the thumb, and the thumb represents sadness and grief. And the technique is that you just simply hold it. You're not squeezing it, you're just holding it gently. You might rest your hands in your lap. And as you inhale, acknowledge the sadness you're carrying. It might be sadness for something that happened a long, long time ago. It might be sadness you think isn't justified. Whatever the reason, you're accepting that feeling. You felt sadness at that point, and you still have that sadness in your body. And each time you exhale, imagine you're releasing some of it. So inhaling with acknowledgement and acceptance of our sadness. Exhaling it away. We're not denying what happened. We know what happened, and we will always have that memory. But we're letting the feelings that got stuck inside then leave our body. Respecting the sadness and letting it go. It can help if you imagine that your thumb is a little baby that you're holding that's sad. And give it all your love unconditionally. You're not judging it for being sad or punishing it for being sad. You're accepting and you're loving it. One more breath. You got some sense of how that works. And no surprise then that babies suck their thumb, eh? They know instinctively. The next one we're going to look at, let's look at the middle finger, the longest finger, and that holds anger. Again, something that all of us experience. Some of us are better at expressing it than others, or accepting it. So for all those times, let's hold it again, for all those times when you've been angry, harbored anger, maybe bottle it up inside because it was inappropriate to express. Maybe bottle it up inside because you didn't want to seem like the sort of person who got angry. Maybe put up with things that you didn't like to keep the peace. And the same thing that with our inhale, we accept the anger, we acknowledge it, we recognize it. And with our exhales, we let it go. Release that feeling. 2 more breaths. Not surprising, that finger is also used to indicate anger. The little finger, easy to remember because it's about feeling small. It's those times when your self-esteem has been lower, when you felt a bit undermined by people, maybe a work situation, maybe a family situation, maybe not feeling accepted by the crowd of friends, or wondering if people liked you, whether you're worthy of being in a situation. All those times when you felt small. And again, this is maybe a nice one to think of the baby, or if a small child came to you and expressed some of those feelings, how you would reassure it, him or her, how you would tell them how valuable they were, how precious they are, exactly as they are. And that usually when somebody's making you feel small, it's because they're feeling small, and it's a way to counterbalance that. It doesn't mean that you are. So each inhale, acknowledge those times. You don't have to be brave about it now. You don't have to pretend it's fine. It hurt. It was hard. Accept that. And with the exhales, release. Accept and release. Well, it can be that this exercise, simple as it is, can bring things up. I've had people on the floor, actually, in circles sometimes, because for the first time maybe they've allowed themselves to have these feelings. And it doesn't mean that's who they are. Feeling angry doesn't mean you're an angry person. It means you're having a feeling of anger. So if that's happening to you, trust the process, breathe, be easy on yourself. And from experience, I would say it will pass. Be with it, hold that finger that's arising as long as you need to. You can do it afterwards. And one of the things people have said to me about this exercise is what they love about it is it's pretty discreet. So you could be in a situation and talking to somebody and one of these sensations arises. You feel very sad about what they're saying, or they're making you angry, or you're feeling diminished because of them. And you can pretty much just do this without anybody knowing. The other two fingers we've got left, the first finger is for shock and fear. So when you're in a high state of agitation, an acute situation, or when you want to recover from something that's just happened like that and you want to restabilize and settle back down. And the ring finger is anxiety. This is the 4 o'clock in the morning finger, when you find yourself feeling very anxious, maybe about things which in the light of day don't bother you at all. Kind of anxious about them, and then you're anxious about being anxious, and you can get in quite a vicious spiral with yourself. So that's a good one to do too at that time of day. Accept and release. So that's the 5 fingers. I hope you found that helpful. I certainly do, and lots of the people I work with have found it helpful too. Namaste.